Representative Ilhan Omar has certainly had a week being attacked by Donald Trump and virtually every member of right-wing media and his supporters and all of that. But she has not been cowed by that, and she returned home to her district to be greeted by this. And it's good to see chanting being used for good instead of evil.
Yep.
Yeah, that's actually one of the most heartwarming things I've seen in a long time, man. That crowd was diverse, but mainly white. And of course, that makes sense. Minnesota's mainly white. And they're like, no, we're here for you. And we're proud that you're our congresswoman. And we do want you to go back home, which is right here.
Yeah.
And so that's the America I know and love.
Yeah, no, that's really great in terms of supporting her and letting her know that she's not alone. And something to bear in mind also is that it's my understanding that these members of Congress, that they don't necessarily have a security detail when they're away from the Capitol building. And thus they have to provide their own security, or sometimes they get offered private security by way of the Secret Service to be able to follow them, but otherwise they are accessible, and that becomes problematic. And so for people, I say, who don't even care about her life and don't have that inkling and that little bit of humanity, at least remember that there are people around her that may be protecting her, and also you're threatening their lives. Yeah. And so, it's just, there's so much more and it's so much bigger, and what she's doing is right.
I think in the last day, there was one representative, it might have been Al Green, I'm not sure, who was requesting extra security for members of the House of Representatives because of the actions and statements of the president. Isn't that amazing? And so understandable. I try not to focus on it too much, but I'm just so worried for that entire group.
Yeah.
That they are continually demonized. I mean, we saw what happened to Maxine Waters last year. He picks his target and he sends them there, and hopefully this time no scissor seax. Hopefully there's just people chanting and not people who start sending pipe bombs to the list of targets that Trump has given them.
Yeah, but I want to say one more thing about America, and I know that some on the left sometimes understandably get down on the country when it's the year 2019 and we still haven't gotten rid of racism, and we still see it every day in the videotapes, whether it's cops or it's Trump or whoever it might be, right? Let alone all the other things that are wrong with this country. But this is a statement to the left and to the right wing. Remember though, for the left wing, America as an idea is wonderful. It's about equality and justice for all. So let's keep the idea and let's keep the flag as we do, and actually try to get us to live up to that idea. And I know that the overwhelming majority of the left wing believes that. Some are obsessed with fighting the right wing and go, but did you know this and this and this and all the things that are problems with America? I know, yeah, of course we know, and I know that they don't know. So I appreciate that you're on the path of trying to fix those things, but don't let that cloud your view of what America can be, is supposed to be, so that we actually work towards those ideas, those ideals, and those goals. And for the right wing, you just don't understand the country. The whole point is we're supposed to make it better and better and better. That's why it says in the First Amendment that not only can you speak out against the government, and not only are you supposed to have press that's holding the government accountable, but you're supposed to have a redress of grievances. It's in the First Amendment. So if you don't understand that and you think you're just supposed to shut your mouth and never criticize the country because you love it, no, it's the exact opposite. You're supposed to criticize it because you love it so that it can get better. That's what the founding fathers wanted. That's what's dictated in the Constitution. So it would be deeply ironic if you said, in order to love America, you shouldn't criticize it, because that would miss the whole point of the country.
Yeah, imagine if modern day conservatives were around when the Constitution was being considered and there's a provision to amend it. They'd lose their mind. Amend it, it's perfect.
Remember, of course, the First Amendment and the Second Amendment are in the Bill of Rights and amendments to the original Constitution. And finally, none of you right-wingers mean it anyway. I remember when Obama was president and Clinton was president, I was pretty sure you were criticizing the government.
There was a little bit of that. So let's briefly go to Representative Omar addressing the crowd that you saw.
You're back!
We are going to continue to be a nightmare to this president. Because his policies are a
Yeah, me too.
I love that she didn't go with the standard Democratic thing of like, well, he attacked me viciously, so I will give a very mild-mannered response, right?
Yeah.
No, she's like, no, we're going to kick his ass.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
hell yeah, right? But she does it in a political way as opposed to, oh, maybe he's a threat to the country and somebody should do something about it, right?
Now, if we know anything about Trump, though, it's that if a person of color criticizes him, or if a woman criticizes him, or God help us, if a woman of color criticizes him, he loses his mind. And indeed, it did not take long with him tweeting, "It's amazing how the fake news media became crazed over the chant, 'Send her back' by a packed arena, a record crowd in the great state of North Carolina."
He's unbelievable.
It's totally calm and accepting of the most vile, like more and more lies, blah, blah, blah. Mainstream media, blah, blah, blah. It is a sick partnership, so pathetic to watch. They even covered a tiny staged crowd as they greeted all capitalized, foul-mouthed Omar in Minnesota. He can't take it.
No.
He can't take that there were people who like her and who cheered her arrival in the district.
And as we've told you and proven 1,000 times over on the show, all right-wing critiques are projections of what they actually think. So remember the first press conference Donald Trump did in announcing his presidency back in 2015? It was all staged. He paid actors to show up. That was proven unquestionably. They paid him about $50 a pop. So he has no real, at the time, he has real fans now. At the time, he had no real fans. He had to pay people, he had to beg people, pay people to come to his press conference and to try to appear popular. So he assumes whenever there's a crowd, oh, they must be scam artists like me. So I bet, oh yeah, that's a staged crowd. Yeah. No, it's not, it's real constituents who actually wanted to support her because of your vicious attacks against her.
Yeah, and so I also, like with that you saw a little bit of it in the first tweet that we saw you there, but yesterday, Donald Trump distanced himself from the chant. He didn't at all. And it was so laughable that media figures are like, I guess they were so scared at the precedent that was being set about what it looked like was happening that they were just like, just reassure us that things are gonna be okay. And so he pretended to distance himself very briefly, lied about shutting down the chant, and they lapped it up, even though we know that it's not going to last, and indeed it didn't. So we're gonna show you a video. Take a look at the way he portrays the people at last night's event, and I want you to keep the very fine people line in your mind as you do that.
No, you know what I'm unhappy with?
What you said in your tweet.
You know what I'm
You
know what I'm unhappy with? I'm unhappy with the fact that a congresswoman can hate our country. I'm unhappy with the fact that a congresswoman can say anti-Semitic things. I'm unhappy with the fact that a congresswoman, in this case, a different congresswoman, can call our country and our people garbage. That's what I'm unhappy with. Those people in North Carolina, that stadium was packed. It was a record crowd, and I could have filled it 10 times, as you know. Those are incredible people. Those are incredible patriots.
So less than 24 hours after he distanced himself, he's now moved to they're incredible people, they're incredible patriots.
Yes.
Yeah, and nobody asked about the size of your crowd. We were talking about Ilhan Omar. He's like, oh, my crowd was bigger, my button's bigger, my crowd is bigger, my hands are bigger. Dude, let it go, okay? It's super obvious you got issues somewhere.
Oh
okay?
yes, he has size issues for days.
Yeah, nonstop, he can't get it out of his head. Anyway, he's like, can you imagine criticizing the government? Dude, we have 1,000 of your tweets when you, that was an interesting Freudian slip. 1,000 of your tweets while Obama was president. All you did was sit there and criticize the government. Oh, I can't believe it. I hate this, right? And your slogan is make America great again, which implies that America was not great. Oh, I can't believe you called the country garbage. That it was great, I can't believe it. God, they have no sense of hypocrisy. And of course, their followers are low IQ. So they're like, oh yeah, that's right. That's right. And we gotta make America great again. It sucked before. America sucked. I can't believe she said something bad about America.
There's one other thing that does worry me though, and I understand that to some extent with the video that we just played for you, I just did the thing that I'm about to criticize. But so he attacks the squad and the squad responds and people defend them.
Yes.
But in continually having headlines about this that continue to develop and continuing to show Donald Trump talking about it, I'm worried that certain things will get sort of baked into people's consciousness that are just not true. So I don't want it to be a thing where he says they hate America, they say terrible things, he gives a list of made up things that they've supposedly said, and then we say, no, they love America anyway. Those things are lies. She has not said anti-Semitic things. AOC did not say that the people are garbage. Those are simply lies. They're verifiable lies. And the problem is that we showed it to you. You know that he's a big liar, but you're still hearing it. And when people read the quotes in the New York Times and they see it played over and over on MSNBC, and they will over and over because this feud is not gonna go away tomorrow, many of them will start to accept on some level, perhaps not even consciously, that okay, I guess they have their rights, they have their free speech, but they are saying a lot of really mean things about America when they're not. They're simply not.
On the go? Don't worry, we got you covered. You can still listen to TYT at our new podcast network. Find us on Apple Podcasts, the Google Play Store, or at tyt.com/podcasts.